Hey, what's happening, all you beautiful people? We're going to be working on the Hellcat again, and excuse the voice. I don't know. Maybe I don't sound any different to you, but I kind of got a head cold and whatnot going on, and yeah, it's making things a little tough. But just wanted to say, I don't know if anyone has ever told you lately, but how important you are, and how proud I am of you, or how proud of people are of you. It is Mental Awareness Month, and I know a lot of people struggle. I know I have in the past, and it can get pretty tough. So if you've never reached out to somebody, if you are struggling with any sort of mental issue, or having a really hard time in your life, you'd be amazed that people want to listen to you. You may think that you're bringing them down, you may be nagging on them, but the fact of the matter is, I can guarantee you absolutely everyone would want to listen to your story than listen to a eulogy, because you didn't and you couldn't cope with it anymore. So hopefully everyone's happy, healthy, and good. But if you're not, be sure to reach out to somebody and talk to someone, because you are very important. With that being said, we are going to be working on the machine here once again. We did finish up a few things on it here last time. We got the rear brace all made. Tank support is there, and we're going to start thinking about getting our supports underneath the tank in order to support it. So we've got some tubing that's got to come out, some braces that are got to come here, and somehow to mount it. What I've already done is I've already gotten some tubing. I've already cut some coupons. My table is getting significantly smaller. I just keep cutting pieces and pieces off of it, and now I'm not going to have anywhere to work here right away. So it's getting pretty cluttered, getting pretty small, but I guess that's the name of the game. So the plan, what I'm going to do is I've got two of these pipes cut at 15.5 inches, and I'm going to mount tubing like that. So we'll have one on either side. Then this guy is going to mount on the front, and what that's going to do is it's going to come over and it's going to slip on the front of this support. So this 3/16 plate is going to sit, you can't see, it's going to sit on the front, and then I have another one that I'm going to notch the diameter of the tubing, so then it's going to sandwich that in the rear, and I'll be able to drill through that, have one of these plates tapped, so then the bolt will go through two plates and then it'll screw into the other one, preventing this from bouncing back and forth. And then we'll have a mounting location on the rear. I have some mounting holes on the bottom of the tank that are factory, so then I'll plate the top of it with some thinner gauge sheet metal, and then that'll allow me to bolt the fuel tank cage to that. So should be good to go. So I'm going to start welding one section up, and then I'm going to start notching so I can slip one of these through the two tubes. Alright, so I've built my brace, but unfortunately it's not going to work the way I thought it was going to. The plan was I was going to have these two pieces sandwiched together, and then they would slip over top the plate that the transfer case is bolted to. But there's just not enough clearance for that. So what I've decided to do
is we will go over here, and I have a tab that I've bolted to the transfer case. So I'll set my setup back on top, and I'm going to tack weld it onto that and then transfer it over and build a new plate for the front. All right, so I've got it tacked. That's how it is, that's how it sat, and it actually worked out perfect because it was an extra radius rod tab that I had, and I put it in there and it honestly fit perfect, so I'm happy with that. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna cut this out of plate so it's all just one piece. I could just grind that and weld it and it would hold, but I think just for strength reasons I can make it a little bit bigger, a little bit more meaty, and it'll help hold that much more. All right, so the bracket's made, all that kind of good stuff, and I've got it into the machine here. So I've got it bolted up front onto the transfer case bolt. And what I'm gonna do now is I've just gotta get it pushed up so it sits tight against the cage. I'm gonna give it a tack weld right there. Once that's tack welded and I know it's not gonna move, I'm gonna pull the cage and the fuel tank out, so then I can mark my holes and drill my holes through the backing plate, so I'm able to bolt it on. And it'll be time to then build the top metal section so the cage will bolt to the new bracket. Clamped in place, nice and tight. Now, get this stuff yarded up. And there we go, just like that, we've got a tank cage support that's bolted, everything's there, fuel tank sitting where it needs to be. The machine is one step closer. I am pumped. Awesome. So right there, I've just built the support for the front of the differential mount. I initially was going to do just some bars and stuff that came down with a bracket, but I just honestly, I didn't like the way that they looked. So bending this up, I thought it gave it a better look. And then making that plate, it's going to give the diff something to mount to. I'll have a hole right here where it bolts from underneath. And then somewhere from here, I'll do another bar that comes up and it connects somewhere. I haven't quite determined exactly what I'm going to do there. I have some plans, but that's not finalized yet. I'm happy with it. It looks better. There's going to definitely be some support there. Not some of my best welds ever. What I did is I tried to run the welder very hot, just because of the fact that this is 3/16 and I had no way to really curve it. I was trying to get the metal hot, so that did result in some undercutting and all that kind of crap. Not the best welds, but I know for a fact 100% they will hold, and especially when I put another support in there, it's definitely going to brace that up. So I'm not concerned about it. They just don't look as pretty as they could, but well, whatever. It's going to be covered in mud anyway, so I honestly don't care. Yeah, so moving forward here next, I'm going to start trying to figure out where I can get the other brace off of here. I have some ideas with this stuff, but I'm thinking I'm going to change all this stuff. Just the arms, the upper radius rods are going to hit this on full extension. I will be running limit straps and whatnot. The radius rods I'm not happy with, so I'm going to change that. I've got some plans, so I think I'm going to remove this and do something entirely different. Just leave it up to me, get something built. Oh, I'm super pumped on it, and like, nope, we're changing it. So we'll figure it out. I'm going to move on from here and yeah, well, step on to the next chapter, if you will.